In my last video, I taught you guys how to stretch your dollar a little further and make your own homemade bone broth. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to preserve it. It's not rocket science either. The first thing we're going to do is just throw some in some freezer bags. For the best taste, consume within 3 to 6 months. Label your bags before you start filling them up with liquid. Don't be a dummy like I was a little bit ago. Label with what it is and the date. I'm not filling this up all the way so that I can lay it flat and it'll freeze for better storage space. This is what I'm doing. It's about probably between 1/4 and 1/3 of the way full. Close up some of it, get out some of the air. That'll freeze pretty fine. I'm no pro. This is what I was originally gonna do. I was just gonna use the 1/2 gallon bag and let it freeze like this. And then my smarts popped in and I upgraded. And I like my final decision. You can also throw it in your fridge and it'll be fine to consume for 5 to 7 days. I'm just not doing that because I don't have anything that I have planned to use it with within the next week or so. Next way we're preserving is still freezing, however, in individual size portions. This is gonna be good for me for when I make rice and I don't need a whole 1/2 gallon size. All right, the last method we're gonna go with is pressure canning. I'm not gonna go through the whole shebang, but because ham bone broth is a low acid food, you have to pressure can it. First step is getting your broth back to a low simmer. I'm still not there yet, but it's working on it. I already washed my mason jars that I'm using in hot soapy water. When it gets closer to the broth getting ready, I am gonna run the mason jars back under hot water so that the glass doesn't shatter from the hot liquid going into the cold jar. I'm only gonna pressure can 3 quarts. I already went ahead and filled the bottom of my pressure canner with 3 quarts of water, and I'm about to add a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. And white vinegar helps reduce the amount of water stains on your glasses and inside your canner. So I'm just gonna add a 1/4 cup of white vinegar in here, and I'm gonna keep it out because we're gonna use it to wipe down the rims to our mason jars. Fill your jars to a 1-inch headspace. We filled our jars to a 1-inch headspace, and if you didn't know, on the jars of a mason jar, right here, this one is 1-inch headspace. If you turn it a little bit, here's 1/2-inch headspace, and here's a 1/4-inch headspace. That's a fun little fact I just learned today, and I thought I would share the knowledge. Now that our jars are full, we're gonna wipe the rims with vinegar. Just right around the rims. We're gonna put our lids on all 3 of them. Then we're gonna screw the bands on fingertip tight. Place the jars in the pressure canner. Make sure they're not touching. Put your stove on high heat. You want your pressure canner to vent steam for 10 minutes. And then we're gonna add the weight, keep a PSI of 10, and let it go for about 25 minutes because we're using 3 quart size mason jars. Here are my frozen individual portions. I am very happy with how these turned out. After you had a steady vent steam for 10 minutes, put on your weight, get your PSI to 10, and then start your timer for 25 minutes. If at any point the PSI gets below 10, you have to restart your timer. It's been 25 minutes, turn off your heat and let your pressure canner come down naturally. Don't try to open it, don't try to cool it off, just leave it be till it's safe. Our jars have been on my counter for about 24 hours now. You know that your jars have sealed when you press down on the top and you don't hear a little pop. I'll show you with my tallow because I did not can my tallow. That's what it should not sound like. I know that all my jars sealed because I don't hear any popping noise when I press down on the top of the lid. In today's video, we talked about preserving homemade ham bone broth. 3 different ways. You can either just put it in your fridge if you're going to use it within 5 to 7 days. You can freeze it in individual sized portions. You can freeze it in bigger sized portions for soups and stews. Or you can pressure can them for long-term storage on your pantry shelf. If you want to see my video on actually making homemade ham bone broth, I'll try to link that video at the end. Just as a reminder, the same method can be used for beef and chicken. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.